Well, folks, sorry for keeping you waiting. Just had to touch up a couple of things before I got on the channel. I hope everyone is doing well on this Monday evening. It's been finally a player in the door. It's been a long transfer window, to be honest with you. But we have a week to go before the window closes. And yes, Jota is a Celtic player again for the first time in 18 months. Since that time, he left. His final game was against Inverness when we went on to do the treble. And he said in the press conference today, 9 players of that squad is left at the club. And you know what I was thinking, right? It hasn't really sparked to me. That's 2 Benfica youth academy players that we have at our club now, Bernardo and Jota. And I'm looking forward to seeing them playing with each other and connecting and producing goals, producing magic. I just can't wait for it. Honestly, can't wait for it. One player left, another player goes out the door, and I know there's a lot of rumours over the Kyogo departure of the weekend. People were saying, "Oh, he's failed his medical," all this nonsense. Folks, he didn't fail his medical. There's no such thing. Basically, it was bad weather over in Rennes. So, what I would say before we start talking about Jota, a bigger aspect, I just want to remember, thank you very much, Kyogo, for the 85 goals, for the 4 years of service. It's what a guy. Contributed 17% of our goals in the last 4 years. Could have been more, but what a guy. Jota's back. How are we all feeling? We all excited? 5.5-year deal. I do apologise if anyone watched my video earlier on. I said 4.5-year deal. 5.5-year deal, up to 8 million quid. And I don't think we're finishing this transfer window in any shape or form. We're going to be going out there and hopefully get Elliot back in. Like, we'll be okay with Greg Taylor and Valle until the end of the season, no problem. But let's be honest, we're going to go and get Kieran Tierney. We are going to get Kieran Tierney, and Celtic are going to start focusing on getting Tierney in and Kavistagard, and that's what we want. I still feel like Lewis Palmer will probably go in this window, and there has been interest from other clubs as well for Lewis Palmer. But with Jota coming in, we'll see what happens. So there's loads of comments here. Everyone, it's good to see all the comments here. I'm not ignoring the comments. Anyone over on Facebook, please jump over to the YouTube channel. The content's better over there. It'd be really appreciated if you can like and subscribe. Over the last month, I've got nearly 500 new subscribers. So thank you very much for all the new folk that are tuning in, are enjoying the content. And most of all, thanks to the folk that have been watching for a long, long time. These are the legends here. These are the legends, the familiar names. We're looking at a centre back. I'm going to do a screen share and show you what the crack is going on with regards to. We're looking at a 19-year-old Danish centre back. I think it's more for a project, but we'll go through it anyway. So Anthony Joseph, that works for Sky Sports, 6 hours ago, around when Jota was announced, he tweeted this saying Celtic are expected to approach Arsenal to discuss the conditions of a possible loan deal for Kieran Tierney. Arsenal have a decision to make, with Zinchenko also attracting interest, but emerges that Miles Lewis Skelly could allow for these both to leave. Now, obviously, Skelly got sent off the weekend. As far as I remember, he got sent off the weekend, and Tierney came on towards the end of the game, but he's played the last 5 games for Arsenal. He's featured. So it's good that Tierney's getting minutes under the belt. I think a lot of people are warming up to the idea of Tierney coming back on a permanent basis. A loan move wouldn't be bad. It just means he's getting back. He's getting used to some of the squad that he played with back in 2019, like Bain, Forrest, Cal. Obviously getting used to working with Brendan again as well, and John Kennedy. So I think getting him back in the door till the rest of this season will be ideal. It means that he's getting himself up to pace, and then next summer he can have a proper whip at it where he can actually get more games. And it's all about fitness. It's all about consistency. And I know Tierney and consistency hasn't been there over the last 4 years because he's been struck with injuries. But I'm a fan of getting Tierney back in the door. I think bring the boy out and bring the boy home. Who would have, if you said to me in the start of this summer, Jota and Tierney to come back to Celtic, by the end of this season, I would have laughed at you. It's a possibility. These are two guys that we sold for 50 million. We bought Jota back for 8 million. And Tierney, we're going to probably get back with the loan of 3 million. 11 million altogether for two players that, are producing magic for us. Helping us win trebles. One of them is an invincible as well. And box office, Tierney was a cracking player for Celtic. And some fans are skeptic because they don't think he'll hit the heights that he did when he was the first time around because of injuries. But don't judge the book by the cover. We can all point out and look and say he's this and he's that. He's been injured in this. He'd be hungrier than ever to get that Celtic shirt back on and fight for his place and, prove to himself. Look, he's need to prove to the fans as well, because some fans are doubters. Some fans will always doubt people's potential. I always saying, this is me being a cheeky shit. Are you the one that's doing on the pitch? Are you the one that's out the short? No. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes with these players. Physically and mentally, they are professional footballers. But yeah, they have their ups and their downs. So as I said this on the channel, back the players. Back what we have in the door. If Tierney comes in, he comes in. But this is the tweet. So I'm going to go further up. Obviously, this is when this was a couple of, I just go through this and X. So there's Kyogo leaving anyway. Look, bit sad, but he's in the past now, and it was confirmed later on that Louis Barry has joined Hull. So Louis Barry and Celtic is not happening. The Aston Villa 21-year-old, it's not happening. But we'll go through the comments. There's 47 people tuning in. Some people saying they cried when it was confirmed. Like a centre back, need a new defence this season. Don't necessarily need a new defence. We just need to get another left back. We have a good solid right back there, and we someone that can come on as well. Ralston that can do a job. More so left back. We have centre backs there. We have Trusty, we have Scales, we have Carter Vickers. I think a lot of people are being harsh on Scales and Trusty. We're top of the league. We're doing well. We're in the Champions League. If you were second place, as I say this all the time, if you were out of Europe, I'd be 100% blaming the defence. But we've done well. We're on 12 points in the Champions League. And we could add to that point tally on Wednesday night when we play Aston Villa. This is a big week, folks. A massive, massive week for Celtic. European, playing Motherwell on Sunday, the transfer window. It's a big week, so I hope you will tune in on the channel as well. I'll try to do as much podcast over the next couple of days. I'll do one Wednesday night as well. If anything comes like a P over the next 24 hours regards to players, I'll be straight back on it. I wish I was doing my video earlier on, but I was in work. I couldn't get around to doing a video and saying, oh, big news, Jota signed, but it is what it is. How's it going? I hope you're well. How's it going, Callan? Thanks very much. The more the month goes on, I don't see us getting KT this month. Premier League clubs are getting stinging with letting the players go. It depends on Zinchenko. If Zinchenko goes, I don't know. I think they will keep Tierney, to be honest. That's to be honest truth with you. Because I said, he's starting to get a run of games. If he wasn't getting a run of games, I think they would have had him out the door. But you're going back to 2 or 3 weeks ago, Celtic have been in talks with Arsenal anyway for the pre-contract of Tierney in the summer. So if they want to go to another level, which they were hoping on Champions League football beyond January, which is achieved. So I think they will push to get Tierney in the door. It's regardless who we play in the playoffs, it's gonna be a hard task anyway. The 19-year-old centre back we've been linked with is a right-sided centre back. His name is Tobas Slodanger. He's 6'3". He's played 16 games this season, but he's playing in the second division of Denmark. Second division of Denmark. I don't know about that, to be honest with you, folks. If he was playing in the top division like Kvista Garden, it's a different story. I think it's a youth. Obviously, I think it's a youth academy side, and I just think it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad. Sorry, the hair doesn't suit you. The hair is fine. The hair is fine. I think the hair looks good. Just a bit. It just flicked up. Do you think Celtic will get another striker in? I have my doubts. 100%. I think we'll definitely get another striker in. Topic talker. Well, obviously, Brendan's came out and said in the press conference last week that they're focused on getting a player in that department, and we're not going to just rely on Days and Maeda and Ida. Kyogo's gone, and as I know, everyone keeps saying Johnny Kenny this, Johnny Kenny that. Yeah, he's done well for Shamrock Rovers in the Conference League, but I won't put all my faith in Johnny Kenny. No disrespect to the lad, but I want someone that has a bit of quality there that's already doing it. And Krivista Garden, yeah, he may not be playing low, didn't score that much European goals than Johnny Kenny, but he's done well. And yeah, I think we will get a striker in. Maybe it could be a low move for someone towards the end of the window, but we'll see. We'll see. You've been sticking on the toaster. Jesus, I put my hair up for the change and people are giving me absolute abuse. The cheekiest. How's it going, Laura? I hope you're well. Yeah, he's gone and all. He's gone to Hull. The deal's been agreed. So Louis Barry is out. Louis Barry's talk of him coming to Celtic is not happening. It's definitely not happening. He's gone to Hull. Oh yeah, need a bit of that. Can Jota put on Palmer face mask on the stand for the one leg? I wish he could. But obviously, if he's not aware of any players that we signed even before Wednesday can play in the Champions League, so it is what it is. But Lewis Palmer, I think he will move on. I think he'll be a loan move, and then he'll go in the summer. Would I take Tammy Abraham? Of course I would, but there's been a lot of talk of this, like all these rumours that we're going to be going in for the AC Milan striker, Tammy Abraham. I don't think he's going to leave Serie A. I'm going to look at his stats, actually, see what the crack is, see what's happening. I didn't do any research on this guy before I came on. Did he not score in the Coppa Italia, the Super Cup or something, a couple of weeks ago? Let's have a look. He's 27. He's a Champions League winner. Europe, he's a Conference League winner, is he? He won the Conference League, obviously, with Roma. He's won the Super Cup. What else has he won? Champions League youth winner. Let's have a look. That's right. This is what's alright. He's doing well in Serie A. I don't know what his wages is, but we'll see. We'll bash on. We'll screen share this and show you what's happening. Second now. So there we go. 27 years of age, market value at 20 million. He still has another. His contract expires at the end of this window. Was it just a 1-year deal he's on? He's on a loan from Roma. Apologies, read that wrong. He's on season of loan from Roma. 20 games, 6 goals, 5 assists. Don't really know, to be honest with you. I probably would take him because he's done in the Premier League. Done really well in the Premier League. He's done well at Villa as well. I would take him if his wages is decent enough that we can afford, and I don't know if Roma are willing to sell him. That's the thing. I have to look into this, to be honest, which is like costing 20 million. Look at 20 million for the season from AC to Roma. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So if we're trying to get this guy in, it's probably going to cost us around 10 million. Nah, fuck that. No. Half a season? Definitely not. Definitely not. It's not worth the money. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. No. He's maybe on 92 grand a week. No. We shouldn't even be having this discussion. No. He was on 92 grand a week. Like, I know Tierney's on 120 grand a week, but the difference is Tierney's a Celtic fan. He wants to come back home and wants to play. Jota was on 37 grand at Rennes. I don't know what he's going to be on now. Does anyone even know what Jota's number is going to be? Because, yeah, there's loads of pictures of him at Celtic Park and being with the media and then walking out the tunnel at Paradise. Does anyone actually know his number? That's what I want to know. What is our first bid? We haven't even placed a bid. It's just see what happens. See what happens. I seen that today, yeah. Neil Lennon has emerged 7-5 candidate. That wouldn't be too bad for Motherwell to get Neil Lennon. Obviously, he has a house in Scotland. He's back and forth between Ireland and Scotland. He's obviously doing a bit of PLZ soccer, and he's done Champions League nights for TNT. I think it'd be a good appointment for Motherwell to get Lenny in the door. I think, they're fifth in the table, far as I remember. Decent side. Might be able to have a chat with, Lennon Miller and convince him to go to Celtic if the bid comes in the summer. So, as I said, I'd like to see us get Lennon Miller, but I don't know if it's going to happen this window with him being injured as well. Could fail his injury, fail his medical if you were to go down that route. So, yeah. What about Lennon and Motherwell? I think well, that's what I'm saying, Gary. I think it'd be an ideal suggestion. I think why not? I think you'd do good if you got him in. I think why not? As I said, there's loads of times. I think Tate will want to move away from Celtic. And the thing about Kyogo was he just looks so wrong with that jersey up. I know it's red and black. I'm sure Jota has said things about Ren to him, trying to convince, give him positive things. I know it hasn't worked out for him. Obviously, tell him the bits and bobs about his team, his former teammates now. And but yeah, we'll see how Kyogo got on, and I wish him the very best. He's 30 years of age. We've done well to get 10 million off him. Guy that has a dodgy shoulder. So yeah, we'll see. Can't see him coming. Let's see what happens. Does anyone even want Palmer? Well, I actually want to read something there is a club that's in for Lewis Palmer. Let's see. The last club I heard that was in for Lewis Palmer was Genoa. I don't know what's going to happen. There's nothing at all. Oh, move from Turkey. There we go. And Greece as well. So, that's actually, there's two clubs in Greece that are interested in Lewis Palmer. Well, there's three clubs actually. There's PAC, there's Olympiacos and Panathinaikos that want him. So, he's a man in demand, Lewis Palmer. I think he'll go. I honestly think he'll go. And if we even get some, imagine Paddy Roberts and Lewis Palmer at Sunderland. That'd be a crazy one, wouldn't it? It could happen. PAC, yeah, might be gone by Thursday. Yeah, PAC are not a bad team, but you obviously would like to see him go to Panathinaikos or Olympiacos. I don't have a love for any of the Greek teams, to be honest with you. And best thing that ever came out of Greece is obviously Georgios Samaras and then Giacomakis. So yeah, obviously Ange was born there as well. We can't forget that. Speaking of Ange, it's not looking good for him. It's not looking good for him at all. The fans are starting to turn on him. They've been turning on him a lot the last fucking 3 or 4 weeks, but it's just not looking good for Ange. And I wouldn't like to see one of our former managers that brought us success getting the butch, but it looks like it's going to happen. I said the end of January. I said this about 6 or 7 weeks ago, and it looks like it probably will happen. So see what happens. Palmer needs to go. Simply not good enough. He had potential last season. He did have potential last season, but maybe with fresh competition come in, maybe he won't get a move this window. Maybe he'll stay and try fight Jota to that place. But look, let's be honest, he's nowhere near Jota's level. There was a part of me last season, and I don't know if they're just saying, "Oh, Palmer could be better than Jota," when he was scoring loads of goals and he showed a bit of magic. But I think I was getting a bit ahead of myself there. He's nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Oliver John, Newton John. Let's see what David says. David, you should get you on the channel one of these nights. You have a really good YouTube channel, by the way. Put a lot of work into it. In regards to Lewis Palmer, there's meant to be 4 or 5 English Championships teams, top 2 in Greece and 2 MLS. Well, Rayo Vallecano, they can't get him because they're financially gubbed with FIFA, and Genoa as well. He's a man in demand, so we'll see what happens. I think he will go. He will go. It's just if it's going to be a loan move and then the option to buy in the summer. So we'll see what happens. I just want to put in the comments what your favourite Jota moment was in his first stint at Celtic. Feel Jota and Kuhn could help improve Yang's game. Caden, let's be honest here. Yang doesn't have the final product. Yes, he's a workhorse and he shows trickery and stuff like that. But if you're a winger and you've played 47 games for Celtic and you've only scored 2 goals, what's that saying about yourself? What's that like? As much as we're criticizing Palmer here, saying Palmer's not up for it, Palmer has the goals behind him. You know, Palmer's has scored five times the amount of goals than Yang has. So let's be honest. I think if I had my way, I'd be getting rid of Yang as well, send Yang on loan. I just think I just don't think Yang's at the level for Celtic. I think he could do good in the league, but I don't think he for maybe another team. But I just don't think I don't think he does well under that pressure. I just don't think he suits Brendan's style of football. So yeah, Jota against Dundee United when he jumped up on the billboards into the fans, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. That was that moment. 77 people tuning in, folks. If you can subscribe to the channel, it'd be really appreciated. 82 tuning in. This is your first time coming across my YouTube channel. 15,500 or 18,500 subs. So I'm all right. What I do. Please hit the subscribe button if you can. If you want to be a member for 99 pence, go ahead if you can as well. There's a good few members in here, like Lorik McHugh and stuff. So we'll see. Jota in the blaze and wearing the bumblebee. What a moment. You know what? If I said I put this jersey on, reminds me of Jota scoring an absolute cracker with a free kick against Real Madrid. Yeah, we got thumped that night, but what a piece of magic by Jota, eh? I think he's buzzing to be back. You could see him, like, even the press conference today, like, you know, making that move away 18 months, he said he learned a lot about himself. You know, 36 games ago, he lifted the Scottish Cup with Celtic. He went to Rennes, didn't work out in France. He went to Saudi Arabia, played 25 games, scored 5 goals. It was a bizarre decision at the time, but the club were right to take that money. You know, it benefited us. You know, that money helped us bring players in, and look at us now. We won a double last season. The success of obviously funds available for Celtic as well, and this could be one of the greatest seasons in Celtic's history. Obviously, it won't hit the heights of Lisbon, nowhere near Lisbon, but it could be up there in the top 5. This season could be. Look at the excitement fans are getting of playoff Champions League football, winning the League Cup in dramatic style, top of the league, going on to win the league, hopefully, which we are in a great position. The Scottish Cup and getting Jota and getting Tierney back, maybe. What a season. Yeah, we've lost Kyogo, but I'm not going to lose sleep over losing Kyogo. I'm 100% confident in the board and the manager to get a player in, and I'm sure they will approach Bromby for Kavistagaard. We'll see. Try to get Yang in a game. Can't fit him in. Best Jota moment is the arm up in the sky against Rangers. I got that t-shirt. Unbelievable. Kyogo deserves a testimonial match. Definitely not. No. Why does he deserve a testimonial? He didn't hit 100 goals. Yes, he was a massive part of our success for the last 4 years, but no, doesn't deserve a testimonial match. Testimonial for proper legends. Kyogo will go down as a cult hero. A cult hero. He's not a legend. Not a legend. So no. The Tierney talk has sort of died down. It hasn't died down. Phil. Sky Sports done a tweet today. Anthony Joseph saying that Celtic are going to approach Arsenal for a loan move for Tierney. So it hasn't died down. We'll see what happens. Anthony Joseph is a really good journalist. He's very good. He's close hand with his sources, and plus he's a Celtic fan as well. So I'm sure he knows a lot of people in that building. So we'll see what happens with that. Tierney comes in. If he doesn't, I'm sure we'll get on with Taylor and Valle till the end of the season. Brilliant, delighted. But no, Kyogo didn't deserve a testimonial. I think that's a bit acting to go too much. He's done well, but definitely not. Let's see how you getting on, Caden. Building this team is fantastic because next season we have to navigate through the qualifiers if we were to keep securing Champions League qualification. Only Scottish football would benefit. 100%. Good point. We do need to build this team. We need to go to a new level. And I've said this on the channel many times, even before this transfer window. If Celtic want to be ambitious about Europe, they have to invest in the squad. They have to stop being the stingy Lawwell tactics and put it into the squad. And I'll give it to the board, I'll give it to Peter Lawwell, and I'll give it to Michael Nicholson and the board. They have, they broke the bank. They broke the bank for Ida. They broke the bank for Arnie Ingles. They've paid 8 million on Jota. It just shows that they are putting the money in because we have the money there. If they weren't spending the money in this window completely, if we go this time next week and we don't have a striker in, transfer deadline day, by the way, is next week. Just to let you know, next Monday, I'll be live for that. I'll be live for a couple of hours, I'd say. So God help you. God help you hearing the same barking like a dog at the back. Arsenal have 4 left backs on their books, so need to get rid of 2. Exactly. They do need to get rid of 2. And I think Zinchenko and Tierney will go. Look, we'll see what happens. Good to see you, Stephen. Take care of yourself, bud. Take care of yourself. I hope you're well. So let's go into Jota stats as previous to Celtic, just to give you a refresher. It's a chap that it's going to take him time, by the way. It's going to take him time to get up to scratch. So don't be harsh on him if he's not on form for 5-6 games. Don't be harsh on the guy. He's literally been frozen out of that Ren team, and he's been training on his own for the last few weeks. So give it a time, It looks so good to have him back in on transfer market in the Celtic stuff. But let me click this. They are generous. We've gained 60. We've gained 60 odd million from the Champions League, but we're spending it. We've put into the training facilities. It's being used. It's being used, and they have to be cautious as well. As Caden said there in the comments, you have to be cautious because what if we don't get into the Champions League in the summer? You have to be cautious. It could, Celtic could have a bad time, and touch wood, it doesn't happen, and we don't get into the Champions League. You have to be cautious with that money that you're trying to make up on. So see what happens. Where's everyone tuning in on, by the way, as well? Absolutely knowing some of our fans will start calling him shy after a few games. 100%, Callum. There will be fans that start calling him shy. Oh, why did we bring him back? He can't cut the mustard. We're just expect him to come in and hit the ground running. Like, give the guy a chance. Give him a guy the chance. Like, seriously, there will be. There's some fans are just not happy he's back full stop. 10%. Oh, he should never left us. It's his career. He makes a decision if he wants to leave. If the club are accepting an offer of him and they want to move him on, they move them on. Like, people just need to realise, look at it as a business perspective. I think some fans don't realise that. They just think of players and they don't think of, as you said, expenditure there. We've made 50 million off Tierney and Jota in the last 5 years, and we're probably going to we have Jota back in the door for 8 million. And then we probably get Tierney back in the door on loan for 3 million, and then he's a free transfer in the summer. That's what you're talking about. That's a bit of smart business there, Yeah, Tierney. Yeah, Jota has been having a mad 18 months away from home. The way I see it is he went away to Saudi, didn't work out in Saudi, couldn't cut the mustard over there. He was probably homesick, probably missing his family in Portugal. Just couldn't. And then he went through 2 or 3 managers as well. And then they had Nuno. Nuno was at the club. And this was the same manager. Yeah, he's doing well for Forest. But this was the same manager that basically laughed at Joe Hart. And we got Joe Hart in. So we'll see what happens. Well done to the board. Exactly. For the change. We're actually praising the board here. For the change. Will we get more income from Palma? Well, look, we've been smart business. We made a million a bit off Bear Bay. So why can we not make it off Palma? Palma has Champions League goals he's belt as well. So yes, his stats were good last year. I think we could make something off Palma. How much did we buy Palma for? Let's see. I'm going to actually pull up Jota stats first. Just to refresh things here. I know a few of you have seen this already. All seasons. All seasons. It's mad to think, 5.5 year deal. Now, let's be honest. I'm not telling you the first day Jota has signed. There's no way we're going to keep Jota for 5 years, 5.5 years. I'd probably say 3 years, pushing. What happens with Maeda now? Maeda can play in the centre. Brendan Rodgers came out and said it, like he was originally signed as a striker from Yokohama Marinos. So why not? Oh, thanks very much. It's great to see a new member joining. Thanks very much, San Fran Celtic. I always see you what writing on the pods and stuff. So just to give you a little update, I've been in touch with Baz. I was watching his podcast this morning. He said he's going to get back in touch with me again, and we're going to organise something. He won't be coming on to my podcast. He wants to do it on his podcast, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I know people are saying give Jota the number 7. I'm going to sound like an absolute old man when I say this. It doesn't matter what number he has. What matters is once he puts that green and white on and performs. Yeah, some people might have that kind of like feel like that's that feeling where, oh yeah, if you go to number 7, the iconic number, you have to step up. Doesn't matter about what number he has. Could be 23, could be 8, could be number 8. Taking Kyogo's number. You know, Kyogo, it's mad to think Kyogo took Scott Brown's number. It's crazy to think, isn't it? It will take time for Jota to get match fit. Exactly. It will. It will take time for him to get fit. I think we'll have Jota full up to scratch by the end of February. So give him a bit of time. As I said, I'm looking forward to him working with his Portuguese counterpart, Bernardo. The both of the lads, obviously, there's a bit of, I think there's 2 years between them, or the year between them. They know a lot of people from Benfica, so I'm sure that's his new friend in Glasgow, Paulo Bernardo. You know, but it's mad to think he left. Well, Jota left, and then Abada went. Abada went 6 months later after Jota. It's crazy to think. And then Kyogo's gone now as well. I hear Jota is the new number 8. It doesn't really matter what he is, you know. And get KT and a striker in, we're winning the lot. We're going to win the lot anyway. And that's not me being cocky. That's me being honest. I think we can win the whole thing. I'm not going to win the Champions League, but, you know, no harm playing the next round. We never know in football. I know that sounds a bit madness, but we're against top caliber quality teams in the Champions League, and I just don't think there's enough in that cylinder to go on and pull off a Champions League final in Munich in any shape or form. But been stranger things in football. Look at Liverpool in 2005. They didn't have a Champions League quality team then, and they got to a final and they ended up beating Milan. You know, they were brutal in their own league that season. Plus, Jota needs to adapt to Brendan Rodgers' system. It's not the same as he's coming back. It just feels weird. It doesn't. You know what? To some fans, it just feels like he was always here. He was injured for 18 months. It feels like the amount of times that, look, even when he signed for El Etihad and there was like 2 months into it, and there was like they couldn't afford the finances. There was FIFA fair play. Investigations. There was stuff from the Saudi league. It was all over the place. There was constant talk of Jota, and he said in his press conference that his teammates are like, "When are you going to return?" And you didn't expect it to be this quick. I don't think any. And look, give it to Brendan Rodgers. He has a guy there. He has a guy that could be an absolute masterpiece for us. Like his first time around, where scored them wonder goals from outside the box, playing the right, playing the left. You know, box office footballer. Box office. I loved Sinclair, but I don't know who I love more, Jota or Sinclair. You know, Sinclair was fantastic for Celtic. He was a boy. He was an absolute boy. He got the club. He really got the club. Let's get Abada back in. Not a chance. Not a chance. I like the Abada, but nah, too much. Probably be like, oh, because the ceasefire's done now. Let me get back to Europe. But look, he's in Charlotte. He's done all right with Charlotte. I think he's recently married as well. Nah, don't want Abada back. We had a time with Abada. Look, Abada's head wasn't in it. To be honest, I think he was bigger than he was. at Celtic. You know, at times he struggled. What's the word on Vardy? Nothing on Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy won't be going anywhere, to be honest with you, Norrie boy. I think he's pretty happy at Leicester. I think he just wants to finish off this season with Leicester. Depends on if they get relegated or not. I know they beat Ange's Spurs the other day, and he was pointing at the Premier League badge. I'm sure he's, what's this? 23. See what happens. For some reason, I feel Jota and Rodgers will have that relationship in the camp. They're already there. Rodgers came out and said, if you're not happy in your job, sometimes you have to go back to an old job and, you know, redeem yourself. Not exactly say redeem yourself, but he said he had this conversation, and you know the option was open, and obviously the club took advantage of it, and yeah. It didn't work out for him in the French league, and look, I hope it works out for Kyogo in the French league. Look, Kyogo's joined a team that's 16th place in their league. It's absolute madness. They got beaten by Monaco the weekend, but that's what happens when you have agents. They'll milk you up, you know. He is indeed. He's back, and I'll tell you, Mr. Disappointed will be raging if Tierney comes back in the door and Jota. Imagine Maeda as well. Our disposal on that left flank. Disappointed FC. He's gonna be losing the plot. He'll be having more nightmares tonight that Jota's back. Sinclair was my hero growing up, man. What a guy. Scott Sinclair. Neil Lennon just didn't give him a chance towards the end of his Celtic career. Remember he scored against, was it Partick? And he was just ripped. He's just an absolute machine, he was. Basically, we paid 17 for Jota. Went on a wee 18-month holiday. After a fantastic bit of business. It was £1 million each month when you think about it. And Carton Call was a flop. I think he scored against Stenmuir. Was it Stenmuir House? Was it? Cavista Garden is expected to happen coming out of the club. Who said that, Kenzie? Who said that? He'll end up being Cunny at Joe. Rodgers came out and said he was looking forward to be working with Jota before he left. He did, and then obviously I seen this quote of like there were like two ships in the night going past each other because obviously they both of them. Rodgers came in and Jota left before even pre-season training kicked on. Saw it on what? Let me know, and I'll look it up. I was actually only thinking that the other day. That he's going to be getting that leather jacket back again, and he's going to be doing them George Michael Christmas ads again. That's it. The money we bagged. Look, do you know what? I say El Etihad are raging. They spent 25 million. They basically paid £1 million per game for Jota when you think about it. Because you only played 25 games for them. It's crazy. Still a profit. Forgot the name. I'll find it and I'll tell you. I don't believe it, man. I'll be honest. I know that Celtic will make actions toward getting striker in the next week, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Can never actually. Just 2 seconds now. Need to get this up for you. This stats. So 2 seconds. It's good to see the numbers are quite good in here tonight. I'm not as vocal as I usually am. Shattered. Absolutely shattered. Went out on Saturday night, and I'll tell you one thing. Too many whiskies, too many drinks. I just felt ropey yesterday. There was no content up. See this here in the right-hand side, folks. 83 games, 28 goals, 26 assists for Felipe. Mr. Jota. And there will be more added onto it. We'll see. We'll see Jota getting that 100 appearances by the end of the season, and we'll see him getting up to maybe, never know, 40 goals. It's a brave suggestion, but you never know. It's more halfway through the season. Lots of football to be played. Never say never. But this whole rumors of like us going after a guy from Denmark that's 19 years of age that's playing the second division of Denmark, that's a hard one. That's a hard one to accept it unless he's a project player like Tobias Slogender. And then that rules us out with this Norway winger. We're done looking for wingers now. We just want to get forward in. So yeah, let's see. I just want to end the sharing on that. It's good, folks. I know I say this all the time. Where's everyone tuning in from in the world? Say where you're from. Please comment below where you're from. It's good to see, because when I'm doing my stats out for the month, I obviously look at all the different countries that our viewers from, the likes of Scotland, Ireland, Canada, America, Australia, New Zealand. I've actually have a good few following from Indonesia as well. So, how much is Jota on now? I actually don't know what he's on now. I'll find out shortly. He was on 37 grand at Rennes, but there's no way that he's on. There's no way he is on that. Caden says 40. I heard. Is Japan manager at fault for Kyogo's departure? I'd say he has a part to play in it. It's a good point. Topic talk. I'd say it's more so his agent. Maybe Kyogo wanted a different challenge. Yes, you're leaving the club where you're getting 60,000 fans. You're playing Champions League football. You're winning trophies. It seems quite bizarre to some of us, but he wants to play in it for a different club. And I know Brendan came out and said a couple of weeks ago, before there was room, when he was linked with a move to Atalanta, that if a player doesn't want to be here, they should leave. And I seen actually Baz saying it on the chat on his channel. Kyogo's form was dipped. Was he not showing enough effort? Like, even when we go back to that Ross County game, will Jota play against Aston Villa? No, he's no players that come in won't be able to play. So until the next round. My only concern is that Jota move might push Maeda out the door. No, I won't. Maeda will play as a striker. The only like, to be honest with you, I'd be more concerned about Rio Atate leaving before Maeda. I think Maeda seems quite happy in Glasgow. He has his kids here. They seem quite happy. His kids go to the game, watch all the matches. He's a massive part of our team, Days of Maeda. I would be devastated if we lost Maeda, to be honest. But there's no one even interested in Days of Maeda, because he's on a long-term contract and he's a key asset to our club. We can't be losing him. 40k, Shy breaking the wage structure. He's not on 40k, but Callum McGregor's on 40k. He'd probably be on about 25 grand a week at Celtic, to be honest. Edinburgh, just as well, Maeda has already been established in the Japan team. Exactly. Edinburgh. Anywhere else? Glasgow. Good to see. The club must have a list of centre forwards they might be considering. I'm 100%. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they'd be looking about probably 5 or 6 centre forwards. But as I always say this on the channel, it's about identifying the right one that suits our wage bracket, that suits our style of football, that could get used to the culture, and most of all, Brendan doesn't always go for younger players. It's about the profile of the player, what they can contribute if they want to be a part of this journey. It's good to have experience in the squad as well, but we'll see what happens. We have Ida there, and look at Ida hasn't cut the sauce this season. He's been way off it, as we all know, but we need to get behind Adam Ida. How's it going, P. McLaughlin? Good to see you in. Read a report last week saying we had three strikers on our shortlist. The first one seems to describe Kvistergaard. Yeah, but I think it will. I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be. I think Celtic will play 10 million and then add-ons from. I think it will all be down to Champions League performances, winning incentives, that kind of stuff. goals and stuff like that. I think maybe it could be 3 million in add-ons. And look, it's a lot of money for a guy that has not played Champions League football. It's a lot for a guy that's hasn't been capped for Denmark senior. But what I've heard, I have a friend in Denmark, just outside Aalborg, and he said good things about him. He said I would go for him, definitely go for him. I think he's the qualities to be a big player for a big club. So never know. It could be the Danish version of the Haaland. Imagine, crazy words. He is a squad player at best, but he's not a first team regular, 100%. But he can come off the bench and get goals. That's the most important thing. See what happens. I think Jota is here to learn the system until the summer, and then next season you'll see the real deal. That's my prediction. I've been saying on the channel, I think that is what will happen, to be honest. I think let him just get his fitness up. Let him just adapt to some of these new players that he hasn't played with before. Let him adapt to Brendan's system. Let him adapt to just being back home. You know, he's going to be jet lagged for a couple of weeks. What I mean jet lagged is just getting back into reality. So you'll get his performances up, and I just don't want Celtic fans expecting the world and stars when he comes in. He's going to be this superstar showboat straight away. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. Same if Tierney comes in tomorrow. Tierney's going to take time for him. Now, I'm not saying tomorrow. I mean, like in the next couple of days, or if it's in the summer, it's going to take time. I think a good pre-season under Jota will do him good. You know. I'm sure he's dying to play with Rio Atate again. Days in Maeda. Looking forward to working with Paulo Bernardo. Looking forward to playing with Luke McCown. You know, looking forward to working with Jamesy again. Looking forward to, you know, it's a new goalkeeper for him as well. He had a good relationship with Joe Hart. Now he's going to be with Kasper, and Kasper is a winner. Jota's looking a bit thin. He's had to be an arm in the sun for a long time. Probably his diet's different. I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll be absolutely fine. No matter how thin he is, once what he can do with his legs, it's the most important thing. See what happens. We should just keep selling Jota to Saudi Arabia every 15 months. Imagine, Joe. Imagine. We'll be pretty angry if we don't sign a striker this window. Brendan's came out and said it. You don't have to worry about that. Just 2 seconds, folks. I just need to check something. Said if you can subscribe to the channel, it'd be really appreciated. Pushing for that 19,000 as soon as possible. So I'm just going to check something on my YouTube here. See if there's been any new subs. I always, when I say this out on the channel, it always works out. So we are. Wait 2 seconds. So if you see this here, it's at 18,575. Can we get this up to 18,777? 777. Can we get that up? 2 more subs will be appreciated. Free. Bernardo will become a legend. Maybe he'll help Jota perform. You know, them boys are on a mission. Them boys want to get into that Portuguese squad. They want to be wearing that Puma Portugal jersey next year in the World Cup. They're not like it's that Portuguese team solid. Does Jota walk into the squad when he's up to scratch? Yeah, when he's up to scratch, not now. Not now. He came out and said he's been like he was over in Portugal for the last 3 weeks doing fitness himself like that. He was frozen out of that Rennes team. So we'll see. 23 goals Jota got, I'm sure. I see in the first spell. Yeah, he scored on the stats here, he scored 28 goals altogether for Celtic and 26 assists in 83 games. For Benfica, he played 34 times for the senior team, scored 2 goals and 3 assists. For El Etihad, 25 goals. Not 25 goals, 25 games, 5 goals, 1 assist. And he played for that team, Real Valladolid, the one that we were looking at Murrah from. He played 18 times for them, 2 goals. And then Rennes, 10 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. So, yeah. He's played in his career. He's played 96 times on the left wing. So, and he scored 28 goals on the left wing and 28 assists on the left wing. On the right wing, 43 games, 13 goals, 12 assists. Now, I hope if he does play against Rangers on Paddy's weekend, I hope he does the famous celebration. So Donny's asking, Tierney, Jota, and Kavista a treble incoming. Hope so. I really hope so, Donny. We have one in. Let's get the other two in. The money's in the bank. Why not? Why not? We have to be ambitious here. You know, we're not boosting the bank. Look, if it's the way I see it is, we've made 5 million off Bear the Bay. We had the 6 million that we made in the Champions League qualification as well. That's basically gonna cover Jota's fee. The 10 million that we'll make off Kyogo will cover Kavista unless they want 13 million. If we can get it for 10 and maybe a couple of add-ons, we'll cover the revenue we made in the Champions League altogether for the season. So we should be fine. Should be fine. See what happens there. Jota himself will take time. Even said himself that it'll take time. It will take time. Made a profit in the summer. Made 40 million in the summer. Let's be honest, we've made 50 million in the last 6 months with the sale of Kyogo as well. 50 million in the last 6 months just on player sales. Yeah, we bought Ida. We bought Arnie Ingles was 11. So yeah, 20 million on them. Them Jotted in as well, and a few bits and bobs in there. So yeah, Bernardo was, what was he, 3.5? We're up money, folks. We're in the green. Not like some clubs that are in the reds. We're in the green, steady. You know, miles ahead of Jota. Kyogo miles ahead of Jota. What do you mean miles ahead? They play in two different positions. Yeah, Kyogo can play in the wing, but he's more of a forward. So KT 50-50 will get him this month. As I said, it's down to Arsenal offloading their players, and if Celtic will inquire about them, and we'll see what happens. I know they've been in consistent back-to-back talk with Arsenal of them, so we'll see. Well, he'll 17 million. The Sefco have lost. You're buying a Jota top. Yeah, this one for you, right? Him in the camouflage jersey. Get Jota in the back of your camouflage jersey. There you go. There's a show for you, Tommy. Yup. Miles and head in terms of fitness and sharpness. You need to understand this, right? Jota has 5 years. 5 years ahead. Or 5 years before Kyogo. So he's 25. So look, see what happens. Only thing the board should get credit for is how to keep a club healthy. They do a great job in it. Really good club, how it's ran. Fantastic. You know, you go back to the 90s and we were in a really bad place. You know, we nearly went into, you know, administration. And then that man, Fergus McCann, saved the club. Minutes before it was, you know, the bank was going to come in. So hopefully we'll see a Fergus McCann statue one day. Or even the North Stand should be called the Fergus McCann stand. Honestly, really believe it. I think a lot of people don't give Fergus McCann the credit. Rangers, I hate to see Jota in that jersey. Oh wait, and we'll see. Yeah, look, he scored some really good goals against them. You know, then fantastic lobs at Celtic Park. That header was a header in the cup semi-final. Was it was the cup semi-final he scored? Yeah, he'd be doing more than that. He'd be scoring vital goals, providing big assists in games. You look, remember that goal against Aberdeen when the ball came out the top and he volleyed it, and he done the golf swing, the golf stick celebration. Do you remember that? Exactly. No harm. Look at the Kiln and Jota. That's terrifying. That is terrifying. That is box office. That is box office. Kuhn, Maeda, and Jota. That's pace there. That is pace. You know, even managing the sales of Mikey Johnson, Bosun the Hall. Oh, yeah, altogether, you're looking at it was 40 million. Bear Bay, oh, Bosun the Hall, Mikey Johnston, Matt O'Reilly, 40 odd million we made off that, as I said, and then plus Kyogo in there for another 10 million. You know, drop Brio for Jota. You're not going to play Jota in that kind of. I know you can play in that position, in that attacking position. No, play him in the left. Play him in the left. That's where he's you get the best out of him. You know, it's not a bad suggestion, but no. Craig says the war's over. This is what Brian Dempsey said as well. The rebels have won. Definitely get a statue. A petition should be done on Fergus McCann. Getting him a statue. You never know. You might get a Jota statue outside Celtic Park one of these days. Even a paper cutout of him doing a celebration. No one's asked me who do I want, who would like to see us in the chat. Who would like to? No one's. It's Champions League week, folks. No one's even mentioned the game on Wednesday night about how we're feeling. How are you feeling about the game on Wednesday night against Villa? You know, we can talk about the Portuguese superstars as much as we want, but how are we feeling going into this game against a side that are, you know, done really decent but going into the Champions League? Yeah, we're playing against a manager that's won the. I think he's won the Europa League 3 times as well. He's a decent manager, and this is the Champions League, and they've beaten the likes of Bayern Munich at home. I've said this on the channel. I'm not trying to put the Debbie Downers on everyone here, but when this draw was done, the first thing I wrote Celtic off against Villa, and yes, they drew the weekend against West Ham. Look, we always do well against English teams. Brendan Rodgers took a point off Man City in his first term. So, you never know. You never know. I'm not writing us off at this moment of time. I wrote us off then because it was still early into the season and I didn't know how the season was going. I know we've had ups and downs regards to pace, and it's not a dead rubber game. They're pushing for play. They're pushing for like all of qualification. Like, they want to get into the last 8 in the table. It's not a dead rubber game. For us, it's not a dead rubber game because if you win, you move up a few places. Definitely don't ever call this a dead rubber game. Definitely not. It's the Champions League. It's the biggest club competition. If you were bottom of the table, I would call it a dead rubber game. You know? So, definitely not. A draw against Villa would be massive, 100%. 100%. And you know what? As much as I thought Rangers done a good account of themselves at Old Trafford the other night, even though Butland was absolutely stinking for them. You know, they gave United a game. Look at United are the most inconsistent teams in the world, but it's all about showing these teams that I think a lot of teams in Europe take Scottish teams for granted. And I think Celtic can go down there and make an account of themselves at Villa Park. I don't know how many are travelling down, probably around 15,000, 20,000 probably, you know. If we're not at it, we could be getting a tanking off them. It won't be like Dortmund. Definitely won't be like Dortmund. But I'm going to jump off in about 5 minutes time, folks. But it's good numbers in here tonight. I was going to see if there's any more subscribers since. So I want to say thank you very much to San Fran as well for the new subscription. I really appreciate it. So yeah, if you can tell you your friends or your family members that watch YouTube podcasts to tune into my podcast. I'll be back tomorrow night. Probably about 9 o'clock for the podcast. I'll leave a little bit later, 9 o'clock. So put a little reminder on your phones about 8:45. Get that kettle on. Get that microwave popcorn out. Because we're going to be talking about the Champions League tomorrow night. We're going to talk about the starting lineup. We're going to talk about the opposition, Aston Villa. We're going to talk about Celtic support going now. We're going to talk about hopefully Nicholas Kuhn winner there. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow night. And we might be talking about more transfer talk as well. So I will be back on tomorrow night. As I said, a massive thank you to everyone that's been watching the videos over the last month. Good numbers are looking good. New viewers are in. and I really appreciate you all tuning in. So enjoy tonight. Our Portuguese superstars back. We have now 2 Portuguese superstars, Bernardo and Jota, and we'll get there. We'll get there. You know, as I said, let Felipe get his fitness up, and he'll get there. He'll be box office. He'll be hungrier than ever to impress Brendan. He'll be hungrier than ever to impress the fans. As he says about Glasgow, look, first thing is Celtic, and the second thing is the people. You know, that's true. I'm sure we'll see him in the Bumblebee jersey in the Blazing soon. You never know. You might see him in the Bumblebee in the Squirrel. I'm hoping for a draw in Rangers versus Man U. Already happened. Rangers and Man U already happened. Aston Villa, been loving the streams lately. Keep it up, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed them. That's the most important thing. As I said, don't ever feel like you can ask me a daft question. It doesn't always have to be about the particular topics that's there. Like saying big week for Celtic, Jota's back, Kyogo's gone. Will Tierney be back in this window? I'm 65% sure that Tierney will be back in this window. As I said, it just depends on what business Arsenal do with regards to clearing out the left backs. So I'll leave this be. Thanks very much for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And please subscribe. I want to get 2 more subs for close of business tonight. Hell. Enjoy it. All the best, Celts.